as we take a look at our Corona, tail of the tape Corona, who invites you to find your beach. There you see Kiladze is 3 years older than Michael Hunter. He has a slight height advantage. Weight and reach are identical.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Pioneer Event Center here in Lancaster, California. Live on FS1, this is Premier Boxing Champions. The action begins with 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. The referee in charge when the bell sounds is Wayne Hedgepath. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in wearing the white and the blue. As professional, his record stands at 26 wins, 2 losses, 18 of those coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California by way of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Iago Kiladze. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the red trunks trimmed with the gold. His professional record stands at 13 wins, 8 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 blemish. Joining us from Van Nuys, California, he is a former title challenger and U.S. Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Michael the Bounty Hunter.
It is our opening contest. There you see Michael Hunter, who fought for a world title just over a year ago, losing to Alexander Usyk, as he has Iago Kiladze in front of him. Kiladze coming off a loss at the hands of Adam Kownacki back in January. As you see, Michael Hunter actually was a member of the 2012 Olympic team at super heavyweight. So they said he went ahead and only fought 2 fights at cruiserweight, but his entire team, gentlemen, believe that he is best suited for right here in the heavyweight division.
Michael Hunter is definitely suited for the heavyweight division. Being a fellow Olympian and visiting the 2012 Olympic team, Michael Hunter did great at the cruiserweight division, or in the amateurs as a heavyweight division, me as a super heavyweight. He's doing a phenomenal job today. Looks like he's in good shape.
And Sergio, for Iago Kiladze, he's trying to get back in the win column tonight. He had a very tough fight against Adam Kownacki, which we will dive into later with our own Jordan Hardy. But how dangerous can he be for someone like Michael Hunter, who is just sort of once again regaining his bearings here at heavyweight?
Well, both these fighters are very experienced. As you can see, they're poised. They like fighting at a distance. They really want to look for the right shots instead of just throw combinations and throw punches and flurries because of their Olympic pedigree. They rather score the good shots, the landing shots, the effective ones, instead of just throwing out haymakers and going for big shots.
I have to point out that in the corner of Iago Kiladze is Freddie Roach. And when I asked Freddie during the fighter meetings why he's so high on Kiladze, he said, look, he goes, this guy has the amateur background. He just has to put things together, and he believes that Kiladze can start that process right now.
Roach is not just going to work with just anybody. So if he's going to accept a fighter like Kiladze, because he sees something in him, and also you have to have work ethic if you're going to be training at the wild card with Mr. Freddie Roach over there. So he must have saw something. We know that Freddie has an eye for talent. And I'm sure he's going to be able to bring that to fruition tonight.
Yeah, in the fighter meetings yesterday, Freddie did mention that he's been working with Kiladze for about a year now, and he said he's a well-rounded fighter. He struggled a little bit in the cruiserweight division. He's now happy to be here now as a heavyweight. I know one thing he did note, that he was in the likes of the Klitschko camp, and saw some big, strong attributes as he watched him work that camp. And I'm looking to see some of those things tonight.
Michael Hunter looking to walk down Iago Kiladze, as just a 3-year age difference between the two. Kiladze's 32, Michael Hunter 29. Kiladze's using his jab, but Michael Hunter is pawing away at that jab, blocking it. Now close distance, they tie up.
Stop!
Hunter's trying to walk down Kiladze right there, but Kiladze's keeping his cool. He's poised. You know, when you have these fighters with Olympic pedigrees and backgrounds, nothing's really going to surprise them. They're just going to sit back and wait for the clean shots.
Michael Hunter, Iago Kiladze to begin PBC on FS1. Round number 1 is in the books. We'll come back right after this. There you see Daryl Flanagan in the corner of Michael Hunter as he's talking with Hunter. They've actually been together for quite a long time, have both Hunter and Daryl Flanagan. And Hunter actually started training with Flanagan's son, and that is how they got together in the amateurs.
It's always tough to move from one trainer, especially when you had some success with them, like Hunter did with his former trainer. But see, when you go with someone else, you want to learn something different. So what he's doing with Flanagan, he's only been with him a couple of weeks actually, and he likes what he sees so far.
Well, Sergio, he's been with him for a couple of weeks, but Flanagan's sort of always been around Michael Hunter. The reason why he doesn't have Ken Kroom as his lead trainer is because Ken Kroom is actually suffering from dementia. Their thoughts and prayers are with him, and they say that they still keep Kroom around, but now Flanagan is sort of taking the reins over the past 4 to 5 weeks as his main trainer.
And anytime you can get two trainers that really want to look for the best interest of the fighter, and they know their fighter well, and they can work together with no problems, so it's always a good thing for a fighter.
And Hunter using that jab very steadfast and sort of showcasing those fundamentals which were emblematic of him during the time alongside with you, Dominic, on the Olympic team.
Definitely, Michael Hunter looks well. He's got a lot of feinting going on. The jab looks good. It's going downstairs and upstairs. I do remember Michael having some crafty moves in him, so I'm looking to see some angles come up here in a little bit. But as of right now, I think you guys are both filling each other out, and some others about to start flying.
Hunter's looking for a way in right now because Kiladze's keeping his ground, but he's actually poised and ready to punch. And he has good pop in those punches with 18 knockouts and 26 wins. So Hunter just can't walk in there and throw the big shots. He has to select shots like that left hook right there.
Big left hook for Michael Hunter and an uppercut. Looks like Kiladze is hurt as he has 67 seconds to remain upright. He was buzzed big time with that left hook, and then Hunter followed it up with a right uppercut.
And you can see Hunter's temperament right there. He didn't really go after him with that first clean shot. That shows that his Olympic pedigree, both their Olympic pedigree. Kiladze, he took the shot well. Hunter kept his poise.
Michael Hunter, judicious in terms of his attack, but has to be growing in confidence knowing he hurt the 32-year-old out of Georgia. And the right hand answering back is Kiladze's.
Kiladze has that tall European style, that Olympic pedigree like I talked about earlier. Guys like that, you want to really get them out of that comfort zone. You want to do that by feinting and with speed, punch from angles. You really don't want to do that, is throw haymakers, because they've seen too much of that in the Olympics, and when you're so well-rounded as a boxer, as Kiladze is.
10 seconds up in the middle.
Final moments of round 2 between Michael Hunter and Iago Kiladze. It is PBC on FS1 here in Lancaster, California, and that ends the second round. Michael Hunter having a big round in round 2, showcasing his power here in Lancaster. Here at PBC on FS1, there you see Freddie Roach, the Hall of Fame trainer, in the corner of Iago Kiladze. And gentlemen, at this stage, are you sort of very concerned when it comes to, if you were Freddie Roach, about Iago Kiladze, because that was a big second round in favor of Michael Hunter?
I believe Michael Hunter is doing a great job of what he's doing now. In Freddie Roach and Kiladze's corner, I think it's time to make a little bit of adjustment, maybe switch to plan B and see if we can come up with some bigger things.
I think there's nothing to really be worried about with Kiladze. Like I said earlier, that was just one shot. It was a good shot. It was one of those ooh punches, but he looked like he took it well, shook it off. Now it's time to regroup and win this round.
Sergio, you brought up a very good point in round 2 that it is absolutely true, and you could tell some of the similarities when it comes to Kiladze, because he spent so much time working with the Klitschko's. He has that he stands up tall, but he uses that jab, and he almost stabs it right in your face or in your chest, and has that right hand ready to go to be able to land a shot.
That's the European style. They really aren't combination punchers out there. They don't really concentrate on the body as much as American style boxing, but they're effective and they're very strong. They're big. They keep that height, and they keep that jab in your face. They throw it upstairs and downstairs. They wait for you to make the mistakes. They don't open themselves up for mistakes themselves. They wait for you to make that mistake.
And as you mentioned that, Hunter came in throwing the jab, and Kiladze timed him with the straight right hand.
I think you're right, Sergio, with that. The European fighter style is a big stature, and if you want to call it robotic, we can. Michael Hunter's been in front of a lot of those guys with the amateur pedigree that he has. He's seen a lot of European fighters, and you know, it looks like he's walking them down tonight and not having a problem putting the right hand into his jab and making Kiladze change his game plan.
Call it robotic, call it stiff, call it sometimes boring, you know, at times, but they're effective. I mean, they're winning all the medals. They're taking over, you know, Olympic boxing, and they're coming over to the United States and making a name for themselves. I mean, Freddie Roach, you go into the wild card nowadays, and you get fighters from all over the world coming in there now.
Michael Hunter trying to mix it up on the inside, throws the jab followed by a right hand. He continues to stalk Kiladze.
And Hunter's doing the right thing, by the way. So look, both of them are fighting their fight right now. It's early in the fight. They're still getting to know each other. Hunter's doing the feigning. He's looking for a way in without taking too many chances because it's still early, and Kiladze still has that pop behind that right hand, and it's ready to go. So right now he's inching his way in. He's throwing shots to the body. He's throwing different jabs, pawing it away right now, looking for a good counter.
More of the jab coming out for Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter with a little theatrics, sort of acting like he was stunned. Maybe he was trying to invite Kiladze in.
Michael Hunter's definitely doing a good job with his jab this evening. He's doing a lot of opening shots. He's setting up things. He's popping the jab upstairs, popping it downstairs. He is inviting Kiladze to come in. As you can see, he's stepping in with a jab and straight right hands, and sometimes walking backwards with a jab. He's definitely inviting the fight, but at this point, I think he's doing what he's got to do.
Couple big right hands to conclude round 3 with Michael Hunter and Iago Kiladze. We'll come back with more from Lancaster.
Welcome back to Lancaster, California. Guys, Michael Hunter has boxing in his blood. He is the son of late heavyweight Mike the Bounty Hunter, and he told us he was crazy about his dad growing up and that he was always in the boxing gym, but it wasn't until he was 17 years old that he had his first fight. He mentioned he was intrigued with how crafty his dad was in the ring, and it taught him that boxing is an art, not just two guys going at it. So keep an eye out for his boxing ability and quickness in the ring tonight. Guys?
Thank you very much, Jordan. Greatly appreciate it. So boxing is certainly in the blood of Michael Hunter, with his father being a well-known heavyweight back in the late 80s and 90s. Very entertaining was Mike Hunter back a couple of decades ago, and his son is trying to follow that path.
These guys are starting to open up a little bit here with right hands. You can tell they already felt each other out. They felt each other's speed and timing, a little bit of their power. Now it's time to win some rounds and land something meaningful.
Yeah, when you have heavyweights that get into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, that's when you see them open up their arsenal and they start working off the things they've set up from the 1st and the 2nd. Hunter's doing a great job of still using the jab to set things up. I think that right hand's coming soon.
When Michael Hunter prides himself on being a throwback fighter, he said he just loves to mix it up. Very symbolic of that of his father. His father actually passed away in 2006 at the age of 46, but still, his father's memory is alive and well in his son. Meantime, for Iago Kiladze, guys, he seems to be a step slow. Hunter is pushing the tempo. He is fighting at the pace that he wants, and Kiladze seems to be half a step slow, and when he throws a punch, Hunter is not there because of the feints.
Because of the feints and the foot movement. If you notice the left foot of Hunter, he keeps inching it closer and closer into Kiladze there, and Kiladze hasn't really been able to stop that with movement. He's a little bit too stiff right now. So I would suggest for Kiladze to give him some angles and a little bit of movement, because right now, you're right, it's Hunter being in position to land the better shots, like he did right there.
A big left hook that connected, but it all started with the right hand that found its mark for Hunter.
Yeah, that right hand looked great right there. Michael Hunter's doing a great job working angles. And then again, I got to go back and think that his amateur pedigree as well as his experience is coming in the hand. He's seen a lot of his European-style fighters, big stature, robotic guys, as I like to say. And the jab works well, but when the right hand comes, it's coming.
Great point there.
And you see the faces reddening of Kiladze. Guys, with Hunter as well, he is deceptively athletic. Is he a physical specimen? By no means, but he does have quite a bit of athleticism, which I think is thrown off Kiladze. Big shot though for Kiladze. And Hunter answers back with the left hook. The heavyweight starting to slug it out here with PBC on FS1.
I'm telling you, whenever you get heavyweights start throwing winning shots like that, it's always exciting like that. But Hunter is not the type to win like that. He needs to realize that he's a poised fighter. He looks for the crisp shots. It's always exciting when you start flinging, but he needs to be careful with those because Kiladze can punch. Both these guys can punch.
A big left hook by Michael Hunter. Kiladze has answered back, the action intensifying here in Lancaster between Michael Hunter and Iago Kiladze as we take a look at some of the power of Michael Hunter and Iago Kiladze. Welcome back to PBC on FS1. Freddie Roach in the corner of Iago Kiladze. There you see the World Cup starting in about 4 days. Cannot wait for that, and also cannot wait for the next round when it comes to Iago Kiladze and Michael Hunter. Kiladze landed a big shot. Hunter took it well, but for the most part, it has been Michael Hunter who has been pressing the issue.
Yeah, I think Michael Hunter did a great job pressing the issue. Looks like he switched his game plan a little bit, came out firing with the body shots, and like I was saying earlier in the last round, I believe heavyweights had set things up with their jabs, look for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, and Michael looks to do damage here.
Hunter's an athletic heavyweight. He uses his feet to inch his way in to get into the position to actually land them shots right there. So he's not just flinging those punches from far away. He starts with his left foot inching its way in closer and closer to Kiladze.
When it comes to Michael Hunter, he stated he was very excited about tonight's fight because he wants to show how good of a training camp he had. His entire team, they were raving about how everyone is now on the same page. In the matchup against Alexander Usyk, who Hunter went overseas and went the distance with, they stated that there were a lot of issues in that training camp, that Michael Hunter became a vegan during that time, his body wasn't reacting well, and now he's totally focused, his nutrition is on point, and they are really focused on making a run in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, yesterday in the fighter meetings, Michael Hunter did state that he felt strong, he felt confident. Both his trainers, of course, had some definite confidence in him. And he looks to make an impression in the heavyweight division. Being the stature that he is and his Olympic pedigree, I think he definitely has a shot at the top.
As an Olympian, his father being a fighter, he only has 1 loss on his record, and it was to a great, actually a really, really good fighter, Olympian in Usyk.
Oh, big right hand, down goes Kiladze! Kiladze's hurt!
Big shot.
Michael, that's the right hand I was telling you about, gentlemen. That right hand has been setting up since round 1.
Michael Hunter has had Iago Kiladze turn on several occasions. Can he come and close the show here in Lancaster? As he applies the pressure, Iago Kiladze trying to remain upright. And Hunter again using a big right hand. Kiladze almost crumpling over.
But he's not going reckless. He knows that he has his man hurt, but he's staying in control, and he landed that shot perfectly. He's 1 good shot away from stopping this fight, but he knows not to go in there and go crazy and reckless.
Well, Kiladze certainly has quite a bit of knockout power in that right hand. Hunter looking for the opening.
I like how Michael Hunter's staying confident and composed. He's picking his shots, being very accurate. He's waiting for Kiladze to make a mistake and put him out.
Kiladze's still a little bit shaky on wobbly legs. I'd like to see Hunter go to the body.
Big right hand, and this one is over. Michael Hunter has vanquished Iago Kiladze in impressive fashion here in the 5th round. What a performance by the Van Nuys, California native.
Big win by Hunter there, right there. He erased his last loss. He had an impressive win with Kiladze, a guy with 28 fights, and did it in impressive fashion by knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round number 5 for your winner by KO, Michael the Bounty Hunter. So Michael Hunter elevates his record to 14-1, and it's always fun to have new blood here in the heavyweight division. Welcome, Michael Hunter. We'll come back with more action from right here in Lancaster as PBC on FS1 continues.